Hi, Thomas Spencer here. I did my course project on remote sensing, image processing, NGS trends and forecasts. In choosing this 1996 journal by Frank Croft and Bruce Kessel, it didn't come with, there were no maps. There was just suggested trends and forecasts. And one of the trends that I found that I particularly enjoyed was wildlife and protecting uh, extinct animals and their habitat. So that was my focus on this. And the region I chose is the region I actually live in today is the Blue Ridge Mountain Parkway and southern Blue Ridge area of North Carolina. I chose to base my project on this paper because it will prepare me in the field of GIS in my pursuit of a career as a ranger or game warden or the U.S. wildlife to protect forests and endangered wildlife. The Blue Ridge mountain forests are at risk from forest insects, people, and disease. In my project, I focus on uh, the human part that are causing risk to the forest. This is the Tree of Life, Old Fort, North Carolina. This project needs to happen because it will help guide more governments, companies, and businesses on how they can properly use remote sensing and GIS in their fields. This can help save wildlife from extinction, our forests from overcutting, forest fires, and our water systems from public and private pollutions. The course project will show how remote sensing, image processing, and GIS keep trending today as it has since the writing of the June 1996 journal by Frank Croft and Bruce Kessel. I will show this trend in a series of maps and satellite images which display how the Blue Ridge mountain forests are being saved by using GIS. The data for the maps were collected by using satellite imagery, boots on the ground studies, and remote sensing. The source of the data is the Nature Conservancy, USGS, and North Carolina Forestry Services. The maps used are ChlorPorth maps highlighting the raster data of the forests at risk and the forest sections that are thriving and are protected. The vector data shows the state's border lines and location lines and points of permanent areas on the zoomed-in Blue Ridge map, with the resolution appearing to be greater than 50 meters. No resolution noted on either map. The images aren't as refined as Landsat imagery, but still useful for this study. The data was collected from the southern Blue Ridge Mountains using aerial imagery like LiDAR, satellite imagery, and remote sensing. What is it damaging? It's damaging the carbon cycle. Humans and insects and disease are all impacting this. The wildlife, forests, and water systems in western North Carolina are endangered due to various human activities that have a direct and negative impact on the natural ecosystem, such as overcutting, fires, and pollution. Recognizing humans are a direct threat, the project uses a key GIS tool, spatial analysis graphs, to track tourism and humans relocating permanently to the western North Carolina region. The North Carolina Forestry Service is using these graphs of tourism and the predicted population growth in the western North Carolina over the next 5 to 10 years to estimate the resulting number of trees being removed in the region that then need to be replanted each year to keep the carbon cycle in balance and maintain adequate natural habitats. The project provides two chlorophyll maps, one showing the protected forest and forests at risk, and the other showing a land cover data map of the western North Carolina Blue Ridge area. This shows the tourist activity for the Blue Ridge area. As you can see, the biggest is the outdoor recreation. This next map shows the seedlings that need to production that needs to happen in the southern U.S., then it shows it also in a bar graph compared to the eastern and western. In conclusion, to preserve the wildlife, forests, and water systems in the Western North Carolina regions and worldwide for future generations, human impacts on living organisms and their habitats should continue to be monitored using GIS and similar technology. The project's success or failure will be assessed in the next 5 to 10 years, at which point it may become evident whether humans will continue to have a detrimental impact on the Western North Carolina region or effectively use tools such as GIS to put measures in place that will help protect the local wildlife, forests, and water systems. I believe the project has achieved the overall goal of continuing the positive trend toward natural resource protection, specifically related to mitigation, human impacts, and progressing GIS tools and data collection techniques. While this project focuses on tools being used to assess a single region in the U.S., the approach can be expanded and applied to regions with similar ecosystems or different throughout the world. Thank you.